Everybody, it's Blue Jacket 66 here for another video. It's just gonna be a quick one. It's a one-card mail day. I know what it is. It's a George Brett card I wanted to share with you, but more important than the card, just want to talk a little bit about George Brett, my early days in Kansas City. That's where I was born and raised, and that's where my family still lives. And what the early Kansas City Royals meant to me. I'll talk a little bit about that picture back there, which is the 1969 Kansas City Royals that I got in 1969. It hung on in my room from age 7 till I went to college, and after that it was in my mother's basement. And just earlier this year I was rummaging around back there, found it, and took it home and got it framed. But so the Royals came in 1969, and they were awful. It was terrible years. Joe Gordon was the manager, but man, I remember those players: Mike Fiore, Joe Foy, Eddie Rodriguez, Dick Drago, Lou Piniella. Really just came from other teams as an expansion team, and they were so bad. I enjoyed them, I liked them, but when I was collecting cards, I really didn't have much interest in pulling a Royal. I was more in the very early 70s. I was into the Oakland A's, the Baltimore Orioles, and a little later on the Cincinnati Reds. So George Brett was a savior to that team. They were so bad early on, and then when he came in 75, the team really was gelling. Freddie Patek, however you want to pronounce it, Willie Wilson, Frank White, UL Washington. Nice ball club. They own the Western Division at that time, all the way from the really mid to later 70s all the way up through the early 80s. They had a great deal of difficulty getting past those Yankees, who are a superior team, but those were great playoff games with the Yankees. He did get past them in 1980 and lost to the Philadelphia Phillies. I remember his first year in college, it was a big deal, and we just got stomped. We were terrible. Brett had a terrible series. I remember that one play where a foul ball, and it bounced out of one of the Phillies' gloves. Pete Rose is right there and nabbed it, and the series was over. But they went on and win in 1985, and George Brett, huge player, huge part of Kansas City. He's the icon, and it's kind of funny. I remember, I think it was 1985, me and my buddies used to hang out at a TGI Fridays, and it happened to be on Old Ward Parkway in Kansas City, and a couple miles from George Brett's big house. And I remember one night there at Fridays late, he showed up with his buddy Pat Sheridan, and we asked for autographs and ended up drinking with him for several hours, and it actually kind of became a staple. I don't want to say that, hey, George Brett was my best friend, but bet you half a dozen nights there. It was 85 or 86. I think it was 85, the World Series year. Did some late night drinking with George Brett. And almost always he was there with Pat Sheridan, and he could attract the ladies, no doubt. So let's break this open. I'm going to show you this. I don't really collect Brett cards. I have like 3 of them, but I don't really collect more post-75 1975 cards. But let's take a look at these. Okay, break this open pretty easily. I don't know why I wanted this card. I think the set has a little bit of intrigue to me. I know that the George Bush is a tough one, and the Nolan Ryan, but I thought I ought to own a few Brett cards. So this is the 1991 Topps Desert Shield George Brett, Gem Mint 10. I don't know, I just started thinking about it and thinking about that set and those cards, and I wanted to own a Brett. I'd also like to own a 93 Finest Refractor. I'm going to wait till I see one at auction. They're listed all the time, but they're pretty pricey. The only other Brett cards I have, rookie card. I got a 75 regular issue and 75 mini. My 75 minis actually I have a PSA 9. This is a 7 that I'd sent in hoping for something better. So I don't know if you guys like Brett, just private message me, give me your address, and first one that messaged me, I'll send this 7 out to him. Going to be out of town for a few days, but it'll be in a week or two. I'll send you this card because I don't need it. I was hoping for something better. I got a 9, but if you want this one, just private message me. The only other Brett card I have that I think is Hostess, 76 Hostess. It was his first year. He wasn't in the 75 Hostess set. This is a Nearman 8, hand cut, of course. I had the 76, 77, and 78 Hostess sets complete, but I sold them on eBay last year. I'm kind of into food products and regional stuff, but I don't know. I think I needed to sell some stuff to buy, so that's that. I like that one. I'm going to keep that one. So here's his picture. It's pretty big. I don't know. It's 21 by 30 inches or so. First year, 1969. I can't remember where I got it. I can't remember if my dad got it for me or if my grandpa got it for me. He owned a mobile station, and for some reason it's in my head that I got it from my grandpa, but I don't really remember. There's Joe Foy, Joe Gordon, the manager. I think that's Al Oliver. Here's Lou Pinella there. It's ratty, right? It's been in the basement forever. It was up on my wall for 11 years and then in a basement for God knows how much longer, but I'm so happy that I got it and got it put back up on the wall. Really cool. So, hey, that was just a quick one. Blue Jacket 66. Subscribe, let your buddies know. I need some more viewers. I don't have many subscribers and I don't get many views. I'm trying to figure out how to get out there. So message me with any ideas and catch you later. Thanks.